Welcome back. Today John will review the installation of the driver's side rocker assembly and highlight some of the many issues he had to deal with.
Okay, folks, I've been working on clearing up this left-hand side. You can see the work of the Super Genius before me. The B-pillar could be saved, but I bought one because I can't remember what it was, but in the grand scheme of things, it was relatively inexpensive. Because there's obviously been a bunch of stupid things going on here. So I'll just cut this out and put the B-pillar in. There's a specific order of things that have to get done and put back in order. A, because it's the way they had to do it to get their various spot welders into these tight places. So there's a certain order, and certainly retrofitting it, that order might change because of how we have access to things that they didn't, plus all the tool fixtures that they use to clamp everything in. So what we're showing here is that I've been working on getting these drilled out so I can take this whole assembly off. What else can I show you at this different angle? Here's the tunnel with the welded patch that I put in that I'm not proud of, but I've gotten better since then. And then you can see the floorboard that I've had to fabricate, start welding in. This patch here has to be welded in also. And it's the same on the other side, almost exactly the same. So what else can I show you over here? We'll go around to the other side and show you what I've had to clear up on the back side of this. Okay, so now we're on the back side. Here's the B-pillar, and a chunk of the, I think the original fender is what that is. Why they kept that, I have no idea. But looking around, this is part of the tunnel assembly, rocker tunnel assembly, this piece. This is, what the hell is this? This is also part, it's the wall between the two pieces. And then that's the part of the rear chassis frame that comes around, so you can see that this all has to be replaced. Looking up under, there's the typical bull nose, so you can again place where we are. So all this has to be replaced in here. That'll be fun. And then I took the fender off back, and ironically and happily, this flange and this piece of the inner fender, outer piece this flange is still decent, which is nice. I gotta fix it a couple of places, but that's nice. And I can use this to pull a template off for the one on the other side, which is not there at all. There's a piece called a heel board, which goes over this flange. So I gotta clean that one up. And then the another little fitting piece that has the leaf spring attachment on it bolts onto that, and that goes in, where the hell does that go? I think it's in here. I can't get my bearings. Anyway, so that it's a sandwich of 3 pieces in this area. It has to be done again in the right order. Just a little review. Anyone who's worked on an MG has to have these tools. So if you don't, you're gonna need them. Everyone needs 2 angle grinders because you're always swapping back and forth between cutters and sanding pads and strippers, etc., etc. The wedge, air hammer for tearing pieces apart along welds. And then this is the coolest thing. There's lots of ways of drilling out rivets, or not rivets, but spot welds. And I've found this thing to be excellent. I'm on probably, let's see if it's focusing. I'm on, I don't know, 30, 40 holes going on with this, and it's still drilling fine. I've had other people review these and say that they wear out after 5 holes. I'm not finding that. This one was Amazon. It came 1 in a pack of, in the order for $10. I know there's other ones with packs of 5 or something for 15 or whatever. Anyways, this one is holding up. So I recommend that. What else can I recommend for the person that's gonna dive into this? I don't know. You're gonna have to learn how to weld, that's for sure. And it's all thin sheet metal, which is the hardest there is to weld. But it's trial by fire, literally. So just get in there and practice, and you'll get it. It's not rocket science. Film update. I have certainly torn out all the rotted metal. As you can see, there's basically nothing from the front tire to the back tire. Nothing. Even the B-post was a bit bad. Another shot of the tunnel, which also was bad. I had to cut a big chunk out. I believe it through the drive shaft or something, because it was all banged to hell. So I'm having to weld in parts of the tunnel. But as you can see, I've started sandblasting. I will sandblast the entire frame, or the entire car. When we get to it, I'm doing one side at a time just for structural reasons. If I took out all that side also, it would just be only the tunnel, which is already compromised, kind of keeping the car together and from twisting. So have to do it one side at a time. There's the battery trays again. I've obviously started this one. That needs to be cut and welded. That one's welded. This one needs to be cut and welded. Let's see, what else can I say? That's the inside of the fender well. I had to weld in a piece here. What's interesting is I've got all the pieces to build this up. Right? Inner and outer, sills. It's awesome body work from a previous owner with the metal mesh and the 1-inch thick Bondo. Just a nightmare. I have an entire left quarter panel, a full one, all the way up to the T-bead in the top. So I'll be replacing that. Again, I kind of left it this far, this much of it on, for structural integrity issues. I'm gonna have to replace the inner well flange, mounting flange here. But I've got all kinds of templates I can use to make a new one. I'm using the technique by a chap named Fitzy, who's just a real down-to-earth, does what he has to do to get stuff done. He's not all techie like some of the other YouTubers you'll see. So check him out, and he does compound parts rather than using shrinking machines and English wheels, all this stuff. He just cuts the components of the complex part. So here, for example, we'll go watch him, but he would cut like a piece for here, and then he would cut a piece from here and weld them together, which is what I'm going to do. And then he would cut the piece from here. And by doing that, each separate piece on itself is called a ruled surface, meaning it only has curvature in one direction. So you can cut that right out of plate and just bend it. Versus a complex curvature, which like is inside of a fender well or like this, you actually have to form the metal. But he can, using the ruled surface method, which he does, you can build up complicated shapes using just flat pieces of plate that get welded along a seam. So I urge you to do that. It makes complicated stuff very easy, or much more easy. For the chucklehead like myself who takes on a project like this not knowing anything about anything, and certainly having no tools other than what Mr. Amazon can provide you, or Mr. Harbor Freight. So that's where we are.
I didn't record video of this, so I'm going to describe what's going on. This is a shot of the MGB factory where they're installing the casserole against the side member forward half. Critical part in joining the front half of the car to the back. Here's a shot showing how I'm going to repair my rotted areas, which you've seen in the videos, but we'll get to it. So I'm going to make two pieces, the orange and the red piece. This is my side member rotted away, so that orange part is going to be half of this when it's done, and the red one will be replacing this whole piece of rotted side member rail. Here you're seeing me, I've cut the piece of sheet metal to replace that lower piece, and this shot is the side piece that's going to go in, and then they'll be welded along that right hand edge that you see to recreate the part. This is just kind of fuzzy, but you're seeing that side piece, the orange one, welded into place. Same in this shot, just a different view. And we'll have one more view of this welded into place. Here we have a shot of our beautiful mechanic. Hello.
Just like that, this side of the MGB is fixed. So I obviously got lazy and didn't film any of what happened, but I still have the other side, which is the same amount of death and destruction as this one was. Almost the same. So again, there's nothing in this area, which is critical because that has this piece, and this piece holds your leaf spring on. So very important part of the car. So you got to have all the support structure back in here. It's got to be all good and solid and stuff, which again on this side nothing was, so probably from about here down had to be welded in. But what's critical, I'll say that again, it's critical, is this area right here. Okay, there's a little flange that comes off here that's completely rusted away. On both sides it was. Why that's so important is because everything is keyed off of it. You can kind of see it if we look through here. Don't pay attention to the nastiness you're seeing. All we're looking at is this plane here. So it comes up and over, right? That all has to be good and solid and beautiful for this piece and this piece to fit in. And I happen to have that piece here. So this is on the other side, but there you see that angled area has got to be right. And you're seeing the leaf spring mount temporarily on there. But critical piece, critical. If that shit ain't right, none of this stuff, none of this will go in right.
This is a shot of the heel plate and the leaf spring mount. That's everything just kind of clamped in place, getting ready for welding. And that's kind of showing how it's over welded into place because it's so critical.